Now I give the floor to the next representative of the civil society.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to speak to this agenda item on national implementation. My name is Anduin DeVos. I am speaking on behalf of Nuclear Ban US, a U.S. partner of ICANN. I am honored to be speaking with you on national implementation, which, as a young person especially, I am passionate about because this is one of the ways this important treaty can have the most concrete impact on reaching our ultimate goal, the complete elimination of nuclear weapons and the humanitarian threats they pose to all of us. As the proceedings of this meeting prepare this treaty to move into its first review conference, all positive obligations of this treaty should be fully considered in order to make ambitious commitments to the total elimination of nuclear weapons. We are respectfully calling on states party to the 3MSP to consider establishing a framework, such as an informal working group, to focus on Article 5 national implementation. This would complement the working groups already operating in consideration of Articles 4, 6, 7, and 12, as well as the complementarity work of this treaty. The reasons for this request to further the work on Article 5 of the treaty are further outlined in our NGO working paper number 22, which I would like to call your attention to. Printed copies are also available at the tables in this room. Article 5 calls on all states parties to take appropriate legal, administrative, and other measures to domestically implement their obligations under the treaty. Further, Article 5 calls on all states parties to implement legal measures, including the imposition of penal sanctions, to prevent and suppress any activity prohibited to a state party under this treaty undertaken by persons or on territory under its jurisdiction or control. This includes Article 1E, the prohibition to assist, encourage, or induce in any way anyone to engage in any activity prohibited to a state party under this treaty. We feel it is important to remind states parties that there are numerous suppliers, financial backers, and others who enable and make possible the continued development, production, and maintenance of nuclear weapons. Without effective national implementation of this treaty, these non-state actors can continue to operate with impunity in states parties to the treaty. Over the past several months, Nuclear Ban US has engaged in a mapping exercise of national legislation related to nuclear weapons in states party to the treaty. The findings of this mapping research were presented and discussed at a side event in the margins of this meeting on Tuesday, hosted by the Permanent Mission of Malta. Our mapping shows that all states parties to the TPNW have at least some national laws in place that prohibit some of the activities banned under this treaty. Very few, however, have so far met the totality of their commitments under Article 5. I want to assert that national implementation should not be seen as an obstacle to universalization of the TPNW. For many nations not yet in the TPNW, joining the treaty could be a natural extension of their existing commitments to nuclear disarmament. The process of harmonizing their domestic laws with the provisions of the TPNW could offer a concrete pathway to strengthen their commitment to nonproliferation and disarmament. Further, the continued growth of the global norm against nuclear weapons is vital. Incorporating the prohibitions of the TPNW into domestic law will not only strengthen this norm, but will also demonstrate to the world, including states not yet party to this treaty, that nuclear weapons are increasingly seen as unacceptable. The progress we have made so far in gaining signatures and ratifications is encouraging, but we must remain committed to ensuring that the treaty continues to gain momentum. Meaningful steps to ensure implementation of the TPNW domestically would demonstrate the strength of this treaty and how serious we all are about our collective effort to eliminate nuclear weapons from our world. In conclusion, effective implementation of Article 5 is one of the ways states can have the most concrete impact on our current nuclear weapons landscape in order to reach our treaty's ultimate goal, the complete elimination of nuclear weapons and the humanitarian threats they pose to our future. We call on the states parties to consider an informal working group or other intercessional structure to take forward the crucial work of national implementation, share information between states, and develop recommendations for future meetings and review conferences. National implementation of the TPNW is a critical step towards the complete elimination of nuclear weapons. Let us continue to work together, strengthen the global norm, and build momentum toward a future where nuclear weapons are a thing of the past. Thank you.
Thank you.